The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Alongside Carson-Newman volleyball coach Dave Franklin, I'm Michael Watchering, and this is the Eagles Sports Network. Carson-Newman picked to finish third in the preseason South Atlantic Conference standings. Coach, you look at your team the last couple years, fourth place finishes in the conference. So that means a home game in the SAC quarterfinals. Very consistent when you look at the numbers. It's not like you're really great at home and poor on the road. You're pretty much even in every single area. How do you take that next step and get up a level to, maybe get into that 22-23 win kind of season instead of the 17-18?
For us, we were asking ourselves the same question after going back-to-back years, fourth. We thought we were better volleyball players last year than we were the year before, but we got pretty much the same results. And so what that leads you to is you go ask questions. And this spring coming in January, what we realized was we were not a unified team. We didn't have drama. We weren't against each other. We were working our tails off. But we needed to develop our team connection. We needed to become a great team. We were becoming good and great volleyball players, but could we become a great team? And so we focused on our team connection. We focused on our commitment level, knowing that here's the commitment level we've been at, here's the results. That's got to rise. The interesting thing was as we got our connection level to rise and we got more unified, our commitment level rose. Saw an unbelievable rise in summertime commitment this year. And so it seems like we're really on a mission. And I truly believe that's kind of the last pillar to put us in place is, can we be a championship team?
When you look at the program as a whole for a second, we've talked about what you've been able to do these last couple seasons. Solid, nothing to be upset about. Do you feel like this season is a big year for your program to take that next step and firmly solidify yourself as not just one of the best in the conference, but in the region?
Absolutely. We set out with a vision 3 years ago, and we recommitted to that vision now. Our long-term North Star, we want to be the premier volleyball program in Division II. That's a long time coming. That's a lot of work ahead of us. But then we discuss what's it take to be premier. That's culturally, that's academically. And so as we look at our culture, we're happy with it. We're always going to push it. We look at academics. We got a 3.6 GPA. We're doing these things. But when you look at like the Patriots, we talk about those guys. Everybody talks about Patriot Way. Well, that's their culture. But everybody loves the Patriots because they win, and they win on a consistent basis. And so we're taking on the challenge knowing that now is the time to win. And what are we doing in the gym, and what are we doing in our commitment to diet, discipline, every bit of it to push us to that elite level. And so because of that, I think that's why we're going to get there, is we're going to take that challenge on and say, yeah, winning is what's important now. It's the last part of getting us on the track to become premier. We're a long ways away from that, but winning has to become part of it, and winning at a high level, being a top 2 team in the SAC, being a top 2 team in the region, winning regional championships. We're starting on that path to understand what it takes.
When you look at your roster makeup, you return basically everything from last year. It's 90% plus in almost every category, with the exception of, I think, maybe service aces. 2 solid seniors from last season, very good leaders that had been through a lot in their career. But you pretty much have everybody back, plus you're able to bring in a solid recruiting class with some talent there. When you look at this roster, top to bottom, what's it going to take for not just them to separate themselves individually from their positional perspectives, but from the rest of the conference and play that consistent volleyball?
For us, the depth is good. It brings the competition in practice every single day. It's a challenge for me because I have to make sure we're getting, honestly right now, even reps. Let them go duke it out and show us who the best players are and determine that over the next couple weeks. The idea for us to take that depth and to push it is when we get into the gym, we have to worry about performance standards. Like we said, we've become better volleyball players with our passing and our setting and our serving, and we're going to get better there. But our performance standards, do we have championship level focus? Are we dialed in for an entire 2-hour practice, or do we have laws? How competitive are we? Can we feel an emotion and have an event happen but respond how we want to? And that is how we control our outcome. And so these are our focuses in practice, is raising these performance standards. And if we're able to do that, it'll push the performance, as in passing numbers and hitting numbers. And because we're unified, nothing's going to deter us. We're going to be able to compete at a higher level. That's what's going to push this team over the hump, because experience-wise, volleyball-wise, it's got it. Can we be a championship team in practice so that we can be a championship team on the court?
Last question. Over the past 2 seasons, you guys have pretty much been on the bubble from the first regional rankings up until the selection show. Well, this year your schedule plays into it to where I think you have 11 matches against the field, and you play every team from the field last year. If you guys take care of business, you won't have to have that nerves. But how do you get to that point to know, and you get a second game of the year against USC Aiken, to make sure that the team understands how big some of these matches are from pretty much day one?
The good news is we're an experienced team. We've got 6 seniors, 7 juniors, and these guys have been the core starters. This will be their 3rd year going in. And so they've seen all these teams. They've been through the ranking experience. They've been through making the regional, how you get bumped out of the regional. And so they know the importance. And so they've come in knowing that and ready to get into preseason. We've got to win right from the get-go. They know they're going to get the opportunities to control their destiny. They see that. And so for us, we don't have to talk about it. We literally get to do the cliche. Can we get better today? Can we become more of a championship team today, each and every day? And if we do that, yeah, the volleyball's there, the talent is there. We're going to go learn to execute in those matches.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck this year.
Thank you very much.
He's Carson-Newman volleyball coach Dave Franklin. I'm Michael Watring, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.